This is a beginner's game of Warp's Edge. I've played it a couple of times, but I can't really say I'm an expert yet. So you can expect maybe some of the rules to not be 100% in my mind yet. I've set up the game for Achilles as my fighter, and I'm fighting against the Dread, so the very regular mothership. Before we start with the game, I will have the choice of skills. Let's see what we have here. One is the adaptive nanofiber and the other one is the upgraded battery. So the adaptive nanofiber requires me to permanently remove 3 energy tokens from the game, but then I can ignore 1 damage every step 3 of each turn. So this is the step when enemy, which is a nice skill to have, and it will be permanently active once I activate it. The upgraded battery requires 1 energy. You may assign energy tokens to targets as laser tokens this turn. Energy tokens assigned this way count as lasers until discarded. That sounds interesting. Never played with this skill yet. So what to take here? Let's take the battery and see what it gives us. We then draw our first hand of the game. So this step is called pilot planning, and it gave us a few lasers, 2 maneuvers and 2 energy. And the enemy rivals at the beginning of the game are a scout, a spider, a venom, and a mercenary. Venom is the only one with 2 attack damage, and it's special in a way that it gives me the O skill, which for Achilles means overdrive, which is a skill that allows you to maneuver around 2 enemies at once. The other reward would be just a regular maneuver token. And for the others, we also have to decide how to defeat them. So going for energy might be good with the battery, but I guess Spider, for example, we would benefit greatly by outmaneuvering it. So I would assign at least 1, maybe the other one as well. We'll see. We should deal with the Venom, so either stun it with a laser or with maneuvering. So I think I would just assign a level 2 laser, which would instantly defeat it and give me a no. So let's do that. Let's not think too much in this experience comes with playing, not overthinking things, at least not in the first playthroughs. So let's add 1 overdrive token to the bag by defeating Venom. And this token goes to the discard. Alright, so if I don't want to take any damage, I should really assign these 2 tokens to the other 2 fighters. Otherwise I will, get 1 damage and my shield will be reduced by 1. The alternative would be to evade the spider completely by adding another maneuver token, but we can do that later on as well. So let's see, how do I want to split that? Which one do I want to kill with lasers? Which one do I want to evade? If we go for energy, it sounds like I want to kill this one with lasers and outmaneuver this one. And this is actually already outmaneuvered then, because this means this token is discarded, the card is discarded, and I add 1 maneuver token. No, 1 energy token to my bag. The 2 energy I don't really need at the moment. I could buy something for this, but then again I can buy later as well. So I will just put it into my hold spot here on Achilles. This was my pilot actions, so now the enemy attacks. This means the spider, since I maneuvered around it, is stunned, and the mercenary is also stunned by 1 laser. And that's already it. So pilot planning is the next step, which means I will draw 5 new tokens from the bag. So there's the Warhammer and there's 1 overdrive and there are 2 more lasers. Unfortunately, there's no maneuvering. Well, it doesn't matter because overdrive counts as maneuver. That's nice. Alright, so the enemy rivals are Stalker, which gives more maneuvering and energy, and the Ghost. So this is a level 2 enemy already. The rewards would be 1 maneuver token and a shield recharge or level 2 energy. And I really like the level 2 energy, seeing that I have the battery or the upgraded battery. So that would mean that I put the overdrive in between the spider and the Ghost, which immediately evades the spider, which means I get a level 2 laser token as a reward. I put that into the bag. And the overdrive now stays with the Ghost only. This one is discarded. The Ghost, which would deal 2 damage, is now also stunned, which is good. I think I will defeat the mercenary with another laser token. I don't see why not. So this would be discarded. I get 1 energy token to my bag. There it goes. So now we have the Warhammer. Let's move 2 energy out of my hold, which brings it up to 3 energy. So I could, for example, buy a level 3 laser token, any of my power skills, or a level 2 energy token, for example. We should really stun the Stalker, or we can just defeat it. What do we want to do here? We want to evade it, so we have to wait for another maneuver token. And there should still be maneuver tokens in the bag. Since I start with 11 tokens, I have to add 4 to actually get into a 3rd turn for the first warp. And I think just from feeling into the bag that I have at least 5 tokens left, which makes sense because I added an overdrive, I added... What else did I add actually? I think some energy tokens, a laser token. Yeah, that should be enough. So what to do here? I think we leave the Ghost as is. We probably store the Warhammer because we will see more difficult ships soon. which means that I have to stun the stalker with the laser, and I want to spend my 3 energy. I should do that. 3 energy. Yeah, but what to buy? The photon blast is pretty much what Overdrive does just for lasers, so I can place it between 2 ships and attack them at once. I'm not sure this is that useful with the build I'm going for. The Warhammer would be good, but then again it can be a reward from more complicated enemies or more difficult enemies. So let's see them first before overcommitting into buying them. The randomizer is not something I particularly like. When I play this token, I have to choose energy, laser or maneuver. Draw 1 token from the bag and add it to your pool. So I just, exchange the token into something else. That's pretty much the random part, I guess. But if I guess the type correctly, I can gain 1 power token from the supply. So yeah, that's a bit too random for my taste, at least for now. Which leaves the Electrobot, which is pretty much a level 1 laser. But after the enemy is defeated, it will be reassigned to another enemy and counting as a laser there as well without stunning it. So I think the power tokens are fine for now. I think I will just go with a level 2 energy token, going with the strategy of the battery. So I moved that into the bag. This was the pilot actions. So the enemy's attack, but the stalker was stunned by laser fire. The ghost was stunned by maneuvering with overdrive, which brings us to pilot plans, which means I draw 5 tokens and I've drawn a lot of energy and a level 2 laser, and there's 1 token left in the bag, which is 1 maneuver token, which is a bit sad because we wanted to outmaneuver the ghost. But let's see the enemy rivals first. There's a silence with 3 damage. That gives a level 2 laser when evaded, a level 2 energy if defeated, and vengeance that gives us a level 3 laser token if defeated, and an electrobot if evaded. So this is some enemy you really have to defeat. You should not just stun it with maneuvering or lasers. Alright, so what do we want here? We should really activate the battery. So now we can use all this as lasers. And we still have the Warhammer left. So what to defeat here? Can we add 4 tokens to the bag? Because this would mean that we will have another turn. We will unlock lots of more difficult enemies, unfortunately, but would also mean that we could, for example, evade the ghost. No, if we evade the ghost, well, I can buy a token. Let the ghost be for the moment. For example, stun this with a level 1 laser. We do have to defeat the vengeance. Put that here for planning and not just executing it right away because it would destroy it right away. Can I get rid of the rest as well? So this one needs 2 more lasers and we would be 1 laser short to defeat the silence as well. And we would not buy anything. So this would give us a token. This would give us a token. And we could buy something. These are 3 tokens. On the other hand, we could buy 2 things. Okay, let's execute the Warhammer on the Vengeance, which gives us level 3 laser, which brings the bag up to 2 tokens. Should I activate the battery at all? I need 3 more tokens. Killing this one. Alright, so I need the battery, I think, otherwise I cannot stun these because I don't have any maneuvering or lasers left, so I have to use the upgraded battery. And then I can, for example, kill this enemy, get a maneuver token as a reward, put it into the bag, which brings us up to 3 tokens, so 2 more I need, which means I stun the silence with 2 lasers, and I use these 2 to buy stuff. And this is probably not a good decision, but we'll try it anyway. How else would we learn if it's good or not in the game? So use these 2 energy to buy 2 laser tokens, which I put into the bag. So at the end of the turn, the battery is depleted. This comes to discard, and now the enemy's attack. The silence was stunned by 2 lasers because of the upgraded battery, but the ghost I did not deal with. So this deals me 2 damage to my shield. The thing with Achilles is even if we get defeated, it doesn't matter too much, it just ends the warp, so you don't have to really pay attention, I think, with this particular chip if you run out of tokens to draw and the warp ends, or if you get blasted down by enemies, it doesn't matter. Alright, this was the enemy attacks, so now we get to pilot planning, and if I did not miscalculate, I should have exactly 5 tokens, which are 2 maneuvers and a lot of laser, and that's exactly the case. So we have new enemy arrivals, which is the probably last, yes, these are level 2 enemy, which is a Berserk, which allows us to draw tokens. This is interesting. Or it gives us an R from the power skills, which is the randomizer, which I don't like too much. But this allows us to actually draw tokens. And it cannot be stunned with lasers, so evasion is actually preferred here. And then there is the first level 3 enemy, which in this case is a Siphon. Wow, it needs 8 to be destroyed, or 3 to be evaded. If you destroy it, you get 1 maneuver and recharge your shield. If you evade it, you get a level 3 laser, and you can gain 1 power token of any type from the supply. So any of the special tokens. This enemy deals 4 damage to your shields. If your shields are at 0, it deals 1 damage to your hull instead. Alright, so from what I understand from the rules, the Siphon is a bit ugly to deal with, because if you still have shields, you get 4 damage, but if those 4 damage exceed your shield, you get a lot of hull damage. So it might actually, for some types of ships, it might actually be better to deal with it without having shields. Okay, so I will die here probably anyway, but we achieve what we went, what we came for, by having another maneuver token to completely evade the ghost, which means these tokens are discarded and I get a level 2 energy token into the bag from defeating the ghost. We can also defeat the silence because we already have 2 damage and it takes only 4, which gives us another 2 energy token. I might overdo it with the energy here, to be honest, but again we are learning, so let's see how this turns out. Which leaves us with a level 3 laser, which does not kill anything in a maneuver, so we could stun that by maneuvering, and we could stun this with lasers. The question really is if I really want to do that, because if I'm not killed, I will not recharge my shield and I don't have any energy tokens to recharge the shield. So I think I will just not assign that or assign it here, and the enemy attacks will just kill me. Which for rallies mean if your hull reaches 0, you do not lose the game. Instead, you reset your hull and shields to max, then the current warp immediately ends. So I reset that, the warp ends, which means that all the tokens are put into the bag and all the enemies are shuffled to build a new pile. So we know that there are 2 more level 3 enemies which we do not know, and the enemies we have seen so far, they can appear in any order now, which might be bad, might be good. Let's see what happens. So I give this a good shuffle and then I place it on top of my enemy pile. The tokens, as I said, go back into the bag, but let's see what we have here to get a bit of an overview of how the state of things are. So maneuvering, we added 1 more token. Let's see what's still in the bag, which I just added. Okay, more energy. So we have a lot of energy. We have overdrive. We already extended the lasers a lot by 2 level 1s, which might be arguable to add actually. But at level 2, level 3, which is nice. We have the original Warhammer, we have an overdrive, and we have lots of energy, and especially several 2 energy tokens, which seems nice to have. But we might have overdone it with the energy. Let's see what the next skill brings us. So this goes all into the bag, and then we will draw 2 new skills to see what we want for the next warp. So the warp counter increases. Okay, let's see what skills we get for our second warp. So this one is Faithful Lasers and the next one is Split Laser. So the Faithful Lasers cost 2 energy, which would be good because we have lots of 2 energy tokens. Laser tokens you assign to targets this turn count as double their value. This effect lasts until the end of turn. This is insanely good, especially for defeating the Dread, because we already have a level 3 laser token. If we double its value, it's 6, so it already defeats one of the outer compartments. The Split Laser requires a level 1 laser token as a activation requirement, which we have added 2 to the bag. This card count as 1 laser against each target, but cannot stun. This effect lasts until the end of turn. Okay, so this seems worse than the Faithful Lasers, to be honest, because it can count as 4 lasers, but then again against the mothership that's up almost, well, that's at most 3 damage, where Faithful Lasers just duplicates everything, so I think I will go with that, and the other one goes below the deck. Alright, so the pilot planning before we go into turn 1 of the second warp. Let's see what we draw here from the bag. Okay, so we have a bit of energy, a bit of lasers, 1 maneuver token. Enemy arrivals are a spider, a stalker, berserk, and a scout. So I think I can count myself lucky that I did not draw too many red or orange enemies right away, due to exploring so deep in the first warp. This cannot be stunned by lasers, so I better maneuver around it, I would guess. So what else to do? I can store something. I should probably do that. I will not be able to stun them all. Maybe getting a maneuver token would not be too bad. So for example, stunning the stalker with lasers will allow me to get one once I defeat it. The spider is better to outmaneuver. For the scout, it doesn't really matter too much. So I think I will keep one of the energy tokens in my hold. Or do I want to buy something? Well, maybe use the 3 energy to buy a Warhammer, because as we have seen so far, there are no enemies that give me one, and it will help with defeating the larger enemies with 6 or 8 life, which means I can stun one of them, go with the scout, because I really want to evade this one to get the better laser token later. So these are my pilot actions. Enemy attacks means that the spider will deal 1 damage to me, which costs 1 shield. The stalker is stunned, the berserk is stunned, because I did use a maneuver token, not a laser. And the scout is stunned. Alright, pilot planning. Okay, so I drew one of my Warhammers, a bit of lasers, 1 maneuver, 2 energy. New enemy arrivals, there are none because the row was still full at the end of the last turn. Okay, I could get a randomizer by just killing the berserk. Or I could pile on with one more maneuvering. I could store the warhammer. Maybe if you play it really slow. I feel like I have lots of tokens in the bag already. But by playing it slow and evading this enemy, I will even draw many more. Should I start with evading this enemy? Yeah. Okay. So I think it's unavoidable that I get a randomizer. But then again, let's get some experience with this as well. So I warhammer the berserk. So it's gone now. Which means I get a randomizer from the special skills into the bag. I think I want to defeat the stalker with 3 lasers, which gives me 1 maneuver token into the bag. Then we have the scout. Well, I will not blast it down with 3 lasers. It sounds a bit excessive. I think I want to outmaneuver the spider, so evade it to get the level 2 laser. Then, yeah, I either store the energy or the laser. But since this, I think, is my only level 3 I have yet, I think I rather store this than energy because we have lots of energy. And I can actually spend that to get 4 shields, but 1 is enough to heal me anyway. That would be the pilot actions. The enemy attacks, the spider was outmaneuvered, the scout not, so I will get 1 damage, and again the shield goes. Pilot planning gives me, so a warhammer, a randomizer I just added, so a little bit of everything basically. And the new arrivals are a siphon and a ghost. This is what we trained for basically. So we have a warhammer to just kill one of these 2, since they give the exact same result, and I don't think I can evade the siphon. Okay, let's play the randomizer. I think keeping this does not make too much sense unless I have any more information about the bag. I would say I've collected a lot of energy tokens, although they are already a lot lying here. Let's go with energy. Yeah, so let's draw a replacement, and it's a maneuver token. Okay, so it didn't do anything special for us this time. Okay, so this means I could evade the spider to get a level 2 laser. I could start evading the siphon and the ghost to go for the better results instead of just recharging at a maneuver token, because this would be energy and a good laser. I think that might be the right play here, storing the warhammer for emergencies. Not sure if it's the right play, because I want to really get rid of the spider. So one of these has to go here. Let's do that. Let's just evade the spider, because it cuts down the decision tree a lot. And this gives me a level 2 laser token. It goes to the bag. So what do I really want to evade? I think I want this level 3 laser and a power much more than this level 2 energy. So I think I will outmaneuver the siphon, which is not forbidden as I see this, which leaves us with these 2. This one would just kill the scout. Let's just do that. So the scout is killed and get a level 1 laser token, which means I have to stun the ghost with level 3 laser. Why not? Store the warhammer, buy something for the 2 energy. I think I will just go with a level 2 laser. Having a bit more laser in the bag, which I can double later with Fateful Lasers, doesn't seem too bad. So these are the pilot actions. The warhammer I still keep, because I did not want to use it on the ghost yet. So the enemy attacks means the siphon was stunned, the ghost was stunned. And now to the planning. So I'm giving the bag a shuffle and drawing 5 tokens. So we have level 2 lasers, 1 maneuver, and 3 energy. New arrivals are a vengeance and a venom. Getting the overdrive, I think, is good. Getting more maneuver tokens means I can get all these more interesting results later on. I would probably go with the level 2 laser here to just blast it away. I want to work on the siphon evasion, so I would for this turn try to outmaneuver it just. Let's play the warhammer probably on the vengeance. This gives me another level 3 instead of an electrobot. Let's do that. So this is a level 3 laser token. The warhammer is used. This is fine. So this kills the venom. So I get an overdrive token. And this would actually kill the ghost. Yeah, let's just do that. Exactly 5. I get 1 maneuver token into the bag and my shield is recharged. Well, it's technically it's +3, but it doesn't matter too much for Achilles. So 3 energy are left. Think I will just hold on to 2 energy and just this go to waste instead of doing anything with it. The enemy attacks means siphon has not 2 maneuver tokens. And that's it. Let's go to pilot plans. All right, so a bit of energy, a bit of lasers. Not too good of a hand. Let's move that here. Enemy arrivals are a mercenary, a silence, and a nemesis. So this one was not revealed before. If I blast that, I get 1 token from supply, so anything I want. If I evade it, but it takes 4 evasion, a level 3 laser, and a maneuver token. So we did not draw a maneuver token to finish the siphon. That's really, really sad. Let's see what we have in the bag still. Just feeling it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's at least one more turn. That's good. So do we want to do any shenanigans with the Fateful Lasers? This warp might not be the warp where we start battling the mothership yet. Since we already used the Warhammers, we can't get rid of these level 3 enemies that easily. So my gut feeling says let's stun the Siphon, try and evade it still. Because if it deals 4 damage to my shield, I'm just dead. So yeah. Do I use the upgraded battery as well? That doesn't make too much sense, I guess. Alright, so let's activate the Fateful Lasers. We have a level 2 energy, which means that these 3 lasers and this 1 laser counts as 8, which kills the Nemesis. Let's do that. And I think I will take the last Warhammer. So we have a good way to get rid of all these higher level enemies in the next warps. This is now level 2, which means I will probably go for the Mercenary, which gives me a level 1 energy. Yeah, and the silence will will just blast through my shields, which means I have to activate the upgrade battery as well, stun the Siphon with a level 1 laser, and since my pilot actions are done now, the silence will just deal 3 damage to me. This 1, 2, 3, so the shields are out, but I still have my 1 hull. And I feel I have enough energy to just read my shields. So this sounds like a good idea, and the Siphon was stunned. Alright, so my skills are expanded for now. Let's look what the pilot plans are. So there's the overdrive, there's a Warhammer I just added, and the bag contains 2 more tokens. This is where enemies that let you draw tokens sometimes come in handy actually. Okay, so what to do here? Enemy arrival first. So we see the last level 3 enemy, which is a Goliath, which would give us a W, a Warhammer. That's a bit sad. I just bought the last one. But then again, yeah, I didn't buy it, I get it as a reward, but nevertheless, blasting this will now give us nothing. Alright, but the overall plan was to use evasion on the Siphon, and we can do that now. Unfortunately, we cannot evade any of these 2. We could have any more tokens. So we can use the same trick as last time, that we get blasted and the shield is just recharged automatically, so there's no need to worry about that. And since I cannot kill anything else, I think it all doesn't matter too much actually. So let's just evade this 3 maneuver, which evades the Siphon. Grants us level 3 token, laser token, and 1 of the power tokens. And I think I go with the last overdrive. I might regret this as well, but let's see what happens. I do not have a way to damage the mothership yet, yes, because I could kill that, but I cannot kill this as well or evade it. So I think I will let myself be blasted down, but I will keep the Warhammer. I think that's legal to put it into my hold, do nothing else, get killed. It doesn't say to empty my hold, so I think I can keep that between. So yes, the rules explicitly state that any tokens in my hold can be taken into the next warp. So that's really nice. So we shuffle all the enemy cards together. So now it's completely random which order they appear. This is the new enemy deck. Let's already mark the warp 3. So again, the tokens without the one in the hold, put back into the bag. Let's see what we have here. We have all the overdrives, we have all the Warhammers, we have a randomizer, we have a bit of maneuvering. I think lasers we have quite a few now, especially 2 level 3s and a couple of level 2s, and we have a fair bit of energy. So for the randomizer, it's actually not easy to say what we will draw, probably energy or lasers I would guess, but not maneuvering tokens. Okay, let's put it into the bag then. I get another skill, and the choice is the bright red jacket or the old necklace. The jacket gives me targets require 1 less laser to destroy this turn. Targets is a very important keyword here because the cards are enemies and this is the mothership. Targets is both. So this would actually deal kind of 3 damage if I could blast the mothership in 1 turn. And the old necklace, ignore all mothership attacks and abilities. This is interesting because it means that the mothership cannot be stunned by laser ability. The stun resistance is gone, and I don't need to evade anything to not get damage. But I think I will go with the theme of having my lasers upgraded, but it would mean that I need at least 2 tokens for energy to activate them both in the same turn, which means I would not have that many laser tokens left. And since I do not have any draw, maybe let's go with the old necklace, because this will probably mean that I will not use them in the same turn. Alright, so the pilot planning. Let's give the bag a really good shuffle and draw 5 tokens. Another Warhammer, lasers and energy. Okay, so now I really want to draw something that I want to Warhammer because I cannot store 2. Let's see what the enemy revivals are. So it's a Stalker, that's not good. Ghost, okay, why not? There's a Goliath, okay. And here's a Mercenary. Okay, so evading the Goliath would be really nice to get a level 3 laser, but but 4 maneuver is not really achievable, I think. At least not with this current hand, and you need to progress really. So I will just blast the Goliath. It would give me another Warhammer I can't get anymore. So this is gone. I will probably also just blast my way through these enemies, feed the Mercenary and the Stalker. But then again, I would have to Warhammer the Ghost. Do I want to be so fast? I didn't reset my shield from being destroyed last turn. Alright, the Mercenary is a bit of an annoyance actually, because I really do not want any of the reward tokens, but I have to take them. And getting to 2 maneuver without overdrives is not really feasible. So let's blast this, get an energy token into the bag. Actually, I'm running out of them, so that might be a plan. Let's stun the Ghost. And what about the Stalker? I think I will just take the damage and spend these 3 to get another level 3 laser. I think with the strategy I'm going for, again, with the doubling, it will help to just blast down things. Okay, so the enemy attacks means I get 1 damage from the Stalker, the Ghost is stunned, and then the pilot planning. Alright, this is probably not a good hand. Look what we get here. We have a Nemesis and a Vengeance. Okay, well, 1 energy token I can definitely use to recharge my shield, and with the Warhammer I will probably just go for the Nemesis, because it will take 8 to defeat, and I don't want to spend 4 maneuver tokens. So Nemesis defeated, I get any token I want, and I will probably go for... I think I will go for level 3 laser. So 1 maneuver. E would be an Electrobot. If I stun it, it will deal more damage. So I would have to destroy it, which I can't, so I will just take the damage. Do I use the battery? So much for going for a battery strategy, but well, you have to deal with the situation at hand and can't plan too much with this. I think I will just activate the battery, blast down the Ghost to 5, get 1 maneuver token into the bag, recharge my shield, so I would not have needed to pay 1 energy in the beginning. So let's take that back. I think it was this one, doesn't matter too much. And I will get another 1 energy into the bag by evading the Stalker. So that's the second to last token. I could assign it, but then again it would deal more damage to me, so I'm holding that. So this upgraded battery is now used. This goes to the discard. This deals the damage to me. And back to pilot planning. Again, lots of energy, no maneuvers, a bit of lasers. Enemy revivals are the Venom, the Silence, and the Siphon. Okay, what to do here? I don't really want to use my skills here, which means I really have to stun the Siphon. I think now I'm using this to recharge my shields because I have enough energy. I will probably store 1 of this. The level 3 laser could kill the Venom, but I've bought the last overdrive already. But it could also stun the Silence, which I should probably do. So this one buys me another level 3 laser. Alright. Enemy attacks means the Venom blasts down my shield, the Silence is stunned, the Siphon is stunned, and the Vengeance was not stunned, so it deals 1 damage to me, which depletes my shield. Okay, so pilot planning is a little bit of lasers, a bit of energy, and a Warhammer, which is really good. New enemy rivals we don't have. I really have to recharge my shields, which I can do by just killing the Siphon, and I'm really not drawing evasion here or maneuvering, so I think I have to go for the Warhammer on the Siphon, which recharges my shield, so it doesn't take any energy, and I get the level 1 maneuver token. 1 laser kills the Silence, but this was a bit too hasty. This was far too hasty, because a level 1 laser with the 3 can also kill the Vengeance, and I really have to get rid of this thing. This was here, so 4 damage on the Vengeance, just kills it. I get another level 3 laser. I cannot stun the Silence, and I cannot stun or defeat the Venom, so that's not good. So let's dial it down a bit. So the Siphon was destroyed with the Warhammer, but the Vengeance was destroyed with this one here. So let's move that back, activate Faithful Lasers instead. Now the lasers count double, which means I can kill this and this at the same time. The doubling is really not that efficient, I would say, in this case, but it doesn't matter. I have to defeat them both, otherwise I'm screwed. Yeah, so the Vengeance already gave me a level 3 token that I put into the bag. This one gives me a level 2 token. So this play was really a bit hasty. I'm apologizing for that. I hope I didn't do any mistake unraveling that. So level 2 token here as a reward goes into the bag. The level 1 I will not use, or do I want to use it? I still will hold on to my level 2 energy, and the venom will blast down 2 shots. So the bag is still really full. That's good. Oh, we draw all the overdrives and a bunch of lasers. So the faithful lasers are used. New enemy arrivals are a spider, a scout, and a berserk. Okay, so we have options here. What do we want to evade? This level 2 laser would be good. Do I want the maneuver or the energy? Let's go with the maneuver. So 2 overdrives will just evade both of them. So I get a level 2 laser and a level 1 maneuver token. But let's first see what else we do. This would also evade the scout. And I cannot stun with level, which doesn't matter. Okay, that's really nice. That's really, really nice. Okay, let's go with this. So the 2 overdrives evade the spider and the venom, which is a level 2 laser and a level 1 maneuver token. The overdrive just completely evades the scout, so I get an energy. I can actually decide what I want, because I will not be able to hold to all of this. So I think I will just blast it with the level 2 laser before that, and I get a level 1 instead. And the overdrive is played afterwards to the berserk. And this is enough to stun it, because it cannot be stunned with lasers. So I assigned a level 2 here. Actually, again, too hasty. But now it's already in the bag. What's done is done. The thing is, I could have spent a level 2 laser to bring it to 5. So the mothership is still protected, which means I cannot damage it. But also it cannot damage me. So without any more enemies arriving next turn, I would have just needed 1 laser to get rid of it and then concentrate on the mothership. And now I need 3. But again, what's done is done. So 2 energy into the hold. This enemy is stunned. These go here. I draw from the bag, which is a randomizer, a maneuver, and lots of lasers. Okay, no new enemy arrivals, as said. And since we have already used our skills, let's put the randomizer to use. And I am saying laser. And I draw a maneuver. Okay, so, well, I blast the berserk, get a randomizer, another one as a result, to the back. And now I have to face the mothership. It's no longer protected, which means that I cannot stun it with lasers. I think I will go for this one first, and I will evade these 2. No, I will stun these 2 with maneuvers, and I will, before that, recharge my shield. Alright, so in the enemy attack phase, these 2 damage will lower my shield. These 2 will be discarded, but without me getting any damage. And this one here is accumulated on the mothership part. The pilot planning gives me lots of lasers, energy, and a maneuver. Okay, so with 2 more lasers, I have blasted the leftmost section of the mothership. And I get a level 3 laser as a result. Then I can start working on... Let's just work on the middle section, I guess. Recharge my... do I do that? Can stun 1. The special ability of Dreaded Strength means that once one section has been defeated, attacks from the remaining sections each deal 1 extra damage. So it's still 6 in total with 3/3, but I do have a maneuver token. So I will outmaneuver this section, and I will recharge my shield 3. Then the 3 will bring down my shield, but I still have my necklace. That's the important part, which means this will accumulate on this section here. This will be discarded. All right, let's see what we draw here for the next pilot plans. So 2 maneuver tokens and a lot of lasers, which is really good, I think. So this will mean that we get up to 8. So this section is also defeated. We get an arbitrary token, which I think is a level 3 laser in this case. We will outmaneuver this section. This will now deal 4 damage, but again, it's stunned due to maneuvering, and this one can just be assigned. Do we have 5 tokens left? So this is the most important question now, and I think we do. So level 3 laser, lots of maneuvers, and the randomizer. Let's use the randomizer. I'm saying it's a laser token because I hope it is, and it is actually. So I get a power. Let's go with a photon blast, and I can get up to 5 damage, which is not enough to kill the section. And I can maneuver it. These 2 are discarded. This accumulates. So there's 1 damage missing. And at this point, I do not have 5 tokens in the bag, I think. This was a bit unlucky in the draw. But it doesn't matter. We still have 1 warp left. So this warp ends. Since I do not want to spend the maneuvering, because I'm killed, I can recharge my shield. I think I will store the level 3 here. Get destroyed, so I recharge, and we will go on to the next warp. So maybe the other skill would have been better to be able to reduce the required amount of hull by 1. We shuffle the enemies again, and we get another skill for the last warp. The perfect plan. Requires 1 maneuver. Tokens you buy this turn go directly into your pool. That can be interesting because I have a lot of energy actually. Advanced maneuver requires 2 energy. Targets require 1 less maneuver to evade this turn. Minimum 1. Also interesting. It doesn't have the mothership, but it would help getting better rewards from the... Let's go with the maneuvering. My initial pilot plans are 2 level 3 lasers to my level 3 laser I hold, an overdrive, a maneuver and an energy. And the first enemy arrivals are the Ghost, the Silence, the Nemesis, and the Mercenary. Okay, they don't have enough energy to activate advanced maneuvering because it would have been interesting with the overdrive. There is only 1 level 3 laser left, so it's not that important to evade the Nemesis. Okay, nevertheless, let's see. There's lots of level 2 still available. I think I will overdrive between the Ghost and the Silence and use this one to evade the Ghost. Then I get a level 2 energy. I will blast down the Mercenary. Or do I blast down the Nemesis and be done with it? No. I blast down the Mercenary, get a level 1 energy. This is actually the last one. This is good. I will stun the Nemesis. I will hold on to a level 3 laser and I will just get rid of this energy. Okay, the Silence was stunned. The Nemesis was stunned. My new plans are laser, laser, laser. More laser and 1 maneuver. Enemy arrival is a Vengeance and a Spider. This would kill the Vengeance. This would work on the Silence. Let's do that. Let's blast away the Vengeance. Get the last level 3 laser token. Then maneuver around the Silence. Let's keep the level 3. I really want to reveal something else. Okay, let's then use the 3 on the Spider. So we get a level 1 laser. I will stun the Nemesis with a laser and keep on and hold on to level 2 laser. Okay, so these go here. I'm drawing lots of lasers and energy. The arrivals are a Siphon and a Goliath. Okay, so this would need 4 more. I have to really distribute them all to stun everything. Yeah, so probably I can't survive most of this. Maybe 3 damage I could take, but I cannot defeat anything. I cannot evade anything. Should probably just pile on damage. Do not waste much damage here because I want to evade it later. So everything is stunned. Everything is capable of being stunned. Retain 2 energy in my hold. I ignore this one here. And then enemy attacks means this is stunned. This is stunned. This has 7 damage and this pilot planning gives me 5 tokens again. No new enemy arrivals. And this I want to evade. 1 overdrive to allows me to evade the Silence. Gives me a level 2 laser token into the bag. This I will probably just kill. So I'm at 8 now. I get any token of my choice, which probably means, do I want to have an Electrobot or something like this? Let's just go with level 2 laser and blast my way through here. Then I can stun one of these. This would kill me, so I have to. 4 energy left. Again, I'm looking at this battery. Yeah, I probably have to do that. I will assign 3 damage to the Goliath. This is stunned. Stunned. The battery is now used. New enemy arrivals are Venom and a Scout. I have an overdrive and 2 maneuvers, but no energy to activate advanced maneuvering. This needs 5, this needs 3. But I think I'll get rid of it. I've already spent so many lasers anyway. Can't get another Warhammer. Then overdrives me 1G. Can't get. And then a second one will mean that I get another evasion token. By evading the Venom, and then I will evade the Siphon. Enemy attacks, pilot plans, enemy arrivals. Okay, so I have lots of energy, but not much to do with it. Without maneuvering the Siphon, that wouldn't gain me much because level 3 lasers are already empty. Okay, I think I will activate the Faithful to just kill the Siphon. This gives me a shield recharge, which I do not need, and the maneuver chip. I will then evade the Berserk. No, I will outmaneuver the Berserk, but it's not evaded because I cannot stun with lasers, not lasers. I will keep this, discard this, get 1 damage in the face. The lasers then also exhausted, the Faithful lasers. So I will draw 5 new tokens in the planning step. No new enemy arrivals. Okay, Photon Blast goes here. Do I outmaneuver? Well, if I want to outmaneuver anything, it has to be now. Do think I activate advanced maneuvering, which does outmaneuver the Berserk, and I draw 3 tokens as a result. Gives me a randomizer where I say laser. So I get I'll take let's take a Photon Blast, doesn't matter too much. Then I will evade the Stalker, get 1 level 1 energy, which is no longer there, but then I can just completely obliterate the last section of the mothership. Could even overdrive with overdrive evaded, but this destroys the last section of the mothership, so I immediately win this game. Well, this went quite well, actually. It is the easiest level, so I shouldn't take this as a sign the game is too easy. I think we got a lot of really good chips, and we did not run out of chips within the early warps, so they did not end too soon. So I could build up a big bag, which meant I almost defeated the mothership in the third warp. But I did not, so I had to go through everything again, which is dangerous, because if I draw the wrong tokens, the enemies will just blast me into oblivion. If I have too many energy tokens and not enough skills that actually allow me to hit enemies or kill them. Alright, but that's it. That's Warp's Edge at beginner's level, without too much strategy, to be honest. See you in the next game.